Ms. Subero is still with us. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us, and thanks for your patience as we sort out that issue. But let me start the conversation by asking you, you suggested that your personality defines your style. Oftentimes, people are always discovering themselves. They're not entirely sure even what their personality is. How do they go about finding their style? Essentially, how does one, reflective of their personality, define their style?
So your first question was basically some people don't know themselves, right? I think it's very important if you don't know who you stand for and what you're about, um, just go through a simple venture of defining your values as a human. I think that's number one. I think we have our personalities, a set. I believe that we have set personalities already from culture, influences, family. We already have a set personality. But if we're trying to find ourselves, I definitely advise that you go on a quest of what is my purpose, and also if you don't know what your purpose is, then define your values. Just look at a bunch of values and see which ones reflect better with you. Um, and like today, personality, as you can see, I am wearing a velvet kind of baggy shirt, which I don't usually wear.
No,
Um,
no, I can hear you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And yeah, I'm wearing jeans, which I never wear. I am a short pants, crop top, shirt, or dress type of girl. But today, my mood is, I've been traveling for 2 weeks. I have a lot to do, and I want to be as comfortable as possible. And I got really cold yesterday, so it's really on a mood and personality. Like my personality already defines who I am, which is my daily dressing. I'm very confident. So it doesn't matter where I go, I would wear whatever I want to wear. Once again, I'm not going to go into a fancy thing with a super mega crop top. So that's kind of where the ambience and the environment where you're going in kind of defines how you're going to dress. I believe that. Now, not everybody believes that. Some people would still go into a meeting looking however they want to look, and that is on there. But my advice is, scope out where you're going as well. How are you feeling? Where are you going? And dress accordingly. Right now, I don't have any major events after this. I only have to go to get some fabric in town, so that's why I'm definitely going to be comfortable. And I just have a lot of production work to do as well.
Well, you've been very busy. The finale of the Barbados Fashion Show, it was held on April 22nd. Your brand, SS Label, what is the inspiration behind your creativity? How would you describe your brand?
The inspiration behind it is my main one was to customize the woman's body because of my body type, which is I'm pretty large busted and everywhere else I'm pretty small and petite, and my height is very short. So that's number one inspiration, is to customize your body. Number two is to be able to re-wear a lot. So my collection was the most basic collection out of all the designers because that's just how I design. I am pretty, to me it's basic, to other people it's whatever they see as it. To me it's basic in a sense that it is everyday wearable. Like you can transform, you can throw a jacket over this and I could be executive. So that my inspiration is for it to be wearable for the Caribbean woman, and not just the Caribbean woman, but anywhere that you go. I wear my clothes when I'm in Europe. I wear my clothes when I'm in United States. Everywhere that I go, I'm always representing and wearing my brand because it's a lifestyle brand. So the inspiration is definitely women's bodies and customization, rewearable and classy, but also sexy items because the woman doesn't stop being a woman after they're a mother or after they're a wife. we're still women, and I want women to still feel like that in my pieces.
So you're also trying to inspire others through your creativity and through your designs. But I heard something there. You're designing for the everyday Caribbean woman, something that they can wear almost every day. You've described it as basic, which could even be a harsh criticism, if I may say so, given some of your designs. But given the diversity here in the Caribbean, the beautiful diversity that we're blessed with and we're fortunate with, how do we even try and design for the Caribbean woman, given that the Caribbean woman encompasses many, not just one?
Absolutely, absolutely. So even in cultures, I do get all types of cultures. Religions, I meant to say. I've incorporated, because of the diversity of the Caribbean woman, I have incorporated, so you can see this top, and then you can make it long sleeves. There's an additional cost for like add on the sleeves, or even to make the top longer, or to make it a bodysuit. The length of my skirts, I have different lengths, just to be able to accommodate different types of women in different environments and different religious backgrounds. That's kind of how we're able to incorporate. My clothes could be as sexy as you want it to be, moderate, or conservative as you would choose for it to be. Even my wrap skirt, like some clients, they don't want to show a leg, and so we wrap it more than the ordinary, so that there is no leg showing. It's just a beautiful ruffle skirt. And I mean basic because, a lot of these runway shows and these fashion shows is very, sometimes very couture. And that's not my style, couture. My style is, can I wear it? Can you wear it? And who is wearing it? And when are they wearing it? I want to know, when I design something, it's like I know where it is. Mm-hmm. And that's why my brand is a lifestyle. And that's why I sell a lot of it, because I wear my clothing everywhere that I go. So that's why I would say it's a lifestyle brand as well.
Your brand is a lifestyle, but you also said that ethical fashion is key to the SS label. What is ethical fashion?
Ethical fashion, so there's ethical and sustainability, right? So they go hand in hand, but they're not exactly the same thing. So we live in a world where manufacturing in any type of form is the new way of slavery, I could go as far as saying. So we need to be very careful. I mean, unfortunately, my role right now in this life is to advocate for clothing. But unfortunately, our laptops, our phones, all these things that are in manufacturing have the potential for it to be harsh labor and unethical practices, right? But in clothing, it's major. In clothing, it's really big. It's really rampant. Like, we've seen factories in India just fall and crumble into pieces, and that it doesn't stop there. So when you're in the fashion industry, you have deadlines, right? And when you have deadlines, what they're doing in these countries, you just close the doors. Mm-hmm. You close the doors, and you can't leave until it's done. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if, however you feel. Like, this is just this is just a little bit of what really happens in these industries. Like, they get underpaid, they have zero benefits. So, they're just treated like, they're not treated like human beings as well, So I have a team of 5 seamstresses and 2 quality control individuals. And I can't imagine, like, I'm sometimes stressed because I have deadlines, and it has to be, the thing with clothing is that it's deadlines, right? And it has to be the certain time, because right now I do direct to clients, but we are expanding to deal with companies, and I can't imagine having a pressure from a company, and then I'm telling my staff, no, y'all have to stay because I have to make money. And it's not just me making money, it's for everybody's good, but deadlines, like your staff shouldn't suffer and shouldn't feel sick and ill and dropping down dead because of clothing. Come on.
Now, speak to us about being a young entrepreneur in this industry, in the fashion industry. Surely, as you've described it, around the world, it's not easy. There are people who actually suffer to even produce the clothes that we wear. But being a young entrepreneur in this industry in the Caribbean, given the current climate that we're in, how would you describe your journey to where you are now?
How would I describe my journey? It's been, I think, unfortunately, it's a pretty lonely journey, the fashion journey, especially in the Caribbean. And I think, I'm not sure if it was mentioned in the article, but I'm making everybody to unite because nobody is anybody's competition. Like I am Shivonne's competition. I need to go against me and better me and just go up. I think there should be more unity. What I am thankful about is institutions like Fashion TT, and they are giving us a lot of tools, a lot of resources for free, and I think it's incredible. But aside from that, you just have to have a very strong mindset and stay very focused.
Now, oftentimes when you speak about fashion, there's so many who are just bedazzled by brands, international brands. You hear people always touting about certain things like Gucci and Prada, and we've all heard those conversations. Is there a reluctance to actually Caribbean brands, like locally based brands? Or are we now seeing a shifting of the tides where we are seeing more support with people actually purchasing these brands, supporting these brands, and even looking forward to next year's new trends?
Oh, absolutely. I think people love the Gucci, they love the Prada, but I think this new wave of upcoming designers, I think people understand that that's what it's going to be. That's what we are going to be. We're going to be the new age Gucci's and Pradas, like SS Label goal is to be the number one resortwear brand in the world. Even though we're a lifestyle brand, our main focus is resort, and where we will most like to thrive is in resort wear. Just like how Gucci has so many different things. They have perfumes, belts, bags, and they thrive with certain things like their shoes, their loafers is what really made them huge, And then they have all the other things to make it a lifestyle brand. I definitely think there are a lot of brands, especially after coming from this fashion show, I was able to connect with so many incredible designers. And not just connect, but be inspired by that. So there's definitely tons of incredible designers that are just going to take over the world from the Caribbean. I strongly believe it.
Let's speak about just taking a sidestep for a moment. You mentioned something there, shoes. What about the Caribbean designer as it relates to shoes? I mean, if I were to go to any store in particular now, I'm actually engulfed by all these international brands. I mean, what about the Caribbean design and shoes? Are we seeing opportunity there as well?
I haven't personally met any Caribbean shoe designer, but in my travels, like to Colombia, where they have great craftsmanship on shoes, I have met. And I think even in Latin America, which is, neighboring to us, we can grab inspiration from that and we could, make it happen. They have but in Trinidad, I would say mostly like handbags and jewelry. Shoes, per se, in the Caribbean, I have not heard of, not to my knowledge, yet. But in Latin America, yes, I'm very I see brands that amazing job, and they grab a niche market as well, which I think is incredible. So,
Well, just before we conclude, what would be your advice, given your experiences and the growth of the SS label? What would be your advice to fellow entrepreneurs, especially young designers who have a dream but not necessarily are hopeful of being able to break into the industry?
my advice, like I started with not much money, because people always make. I think first of all, people make everything an issue, right? We always limit ourselves. So I think it's your mindset is the first thing you need to tackle and work on as you work on your brand. You do both at the same time. Um, Definitely more faith, less fear. Don't let fear hold you back. Like faith is there's a fear is there's a compass, um, but you really have to go all in. I also recommend just sticking to people that are listening. Let the naysayers and all the negative people, you have to leave them behind.
Or you could take
And just
inspiration
don't
from
wait
them.
on, huh?
Surely you can take inspiration from your negatives as well. You can use that as a
Oh,
confidence
but that
booster.
depends on your personality.
Yeah.
If you were me, I'm fueled.
No,
When people think I can't do something, I can't, when people think bad of me or ill or negative, I'm just there like, I'll just put myself aside and work hard.
no,
Work hard.
that's
That's
excellent.
just
I
my
understand it. Now, could just please share with the viewers where they can actually view your designs, where they can view your clothing line.
Okay, so our Instagram is the fastest way to get onto us, on WhatsApp. So our WhatsApp is 707-7775. Our Instagram is at Shivonne Subero Label, which is Shivonne Subero and Label. And our website as well is www.shivonnesuberolabel.com.
Ms. Shivonne Subero, congratulations on all your success thus far, and I wish you all the best as you continue to develop your brand and continue to break into new markets and bring new trends and new styles. Thank you for everything, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Have a great day.
Appreciate it.
All the best. Bye-bye.